but to those who have deferred. And that is perhaps the best expression for a moot court competition. With this note, I, Vani Kevalia, Assistant Professor and Coordinator Moot Court, would like to welcome August gathering in the valedictory session of 7th Manipal Ranka Moot Court Competition. It is our pleasure and privilege to have with us a complete intellectual circle wherein we have our chief guest of the event, Honorable Mr. Justice Kalyan Rai Surana, Judge Guwahati High Court. Our guest of honor, Professor Mohammad Behnasi, Professor of International Law, Ibn Zohar University of Agadir. Our special guest, Mr. Eugenio de Orio, General Director, Bioforensic Research Center, Italy. Professor Dr. G.K. Prabhu, President, Manipal University, Jaipur. Justice J.K. Ranka, former Judge, Rajasthan High Court and Trustee, Ranka Public Charitable Trust. Mr. Sambhav Ranka, Srimati Urmila Ranka ji, and Professor Dr. Vijay Lakshmi Sharma, Director, School of Law, and other esteemed guests, professors, and law students. I would like to welcome all on behalf of the School of Law, Manipal University, Jaipur. This Manipal Ranka Moot Court competition is continuously achieving new zenith of success by constant support of great leadership of Manipal University and in close association with Ranka Charitable Trust. This association has been started by late Shri N.M. Ranka sir in 2015 and in continuation by his heavenly blessings. These 2 days have been an exhilarating yet a learning experience for all the participants, and to explain this bountiful journey, I would now like to request Mr. Prapreet Singh, Moot Court Coordinator, School of Law. Prapreet sir.
Yes. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, everyone. I would like to thank our honorable leadership. I would like to thank the Association of Ranka Public Charitable Trust. And I would also like to thank all the participants. Now, these 7 years of journey started with national competition has converted to international competition. We have witnessed the participants not only from prestigious law institutes from India, national law universities, but also from Brazil and Nepal. And this internationalization of the competition has not only witnessed in the form of participants, but also in the form of judges. In the preliminary rounds, we have judges from Singapore, we have judges from Malaysia, we have judges from all over the world. Also, we have witnessed the same in quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals. So this journey of moot court competition is growing, and it will grow not only in the parts of India, but all over the world. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Vinima.
Thank you so much, Mr. Prapreet, and surely will grow in a more better way in the times to come. Now, I would like to invite Justice J.K. Ranka, former Judge, Rajasthan High Court, Trustee, Ranka Public Charitable Trust, for extending his welcome address to the gathering. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, madam. Good afternoon. I am welcoming my brother Justice Kalyan Rai Surana ji, far off from Rajasthan, but he is from Rajasthan, so I thought it prudent and proper that let a brother judge who is excelling and doing exceedingly well far off in Northeast be requested to be the chief guest of this valedictory session. And I am happy he is with us this afternoon. Welcome, brother. Respected Eugenio D. Orio, guest of honor of this evening. Namaste. Respected Professor Mohammad Behnasi. Namaste. respected Professor G.K. Prabhu Sahab, Professor N.N. Sharma ji, ever smiling Professor Vijay Lakshmi Sharma ji, my family members, Siddharth, Sambhav, my mother, and above all, my dear students who have put in their heart and soul in this competition, which seemed very tough, I presume. I have never met Brother Justice Kalyan Rai Surana ji, nor the other guest of speakers, guest of honors, and special guest. But I have heard a lot about my brother Kalyan Rai Surana ji from my brother judges, not only in Rajasthan but elsewhere also, and they speak so high about Brother Justice Kalyan Rai Surana ji. And when I requested him, he said, "I am so far off. Why not request other brother judges?" Manka, I have come to know that you hail from Rajasthan. That is good enough. And he was happy to share that he hails from Jaisalmer, which is become internationally acclaimed and is a great destination not only for Indians but foreigners who come in large numbers to that golden city or golden sand city. So welcome, brother Surana ji. And I'm sure I requested him to plan a visit this site, and not only visiting this your own state, but I certainly request you to visit the campus of Manipal University, which is a state of an art and has created great wonders insofar as technology and infrastructure is concerned. And all credit goes to the founding fathers, and especially Professor Prabhu sir, N.N. Sharma ji, and team of Vijay Lakshmi Sharma ji, who have taken to Manipal Law University, Jaipur, to great heights in such a short span of time. I was witnessing the semi-final and final rounds of the competition going on. It was really tough, even listening that how well the students were arguing. The final round just concluded at not even before 3 o'clock, but it extended up to 3:05 p.m. And such was the competition that both sides were not relenting in any manner to put their best. And I could hear Professor J. Geward, who was last year also with us as one of the judges, and senior advocate Shri R.K. Agarwal ji in the final rounds. I need not say anything further because whatever has been conveyed by me, I have conveyed yesterday itself. I just wanted to welcome my brother Justice Surana to this August gathering, and of course, what I feel competition was tough. I thought, and the students have done great job in argumentative skills which they have, and certainly which will prove whenever they pass out law and enter the profession of this noble profession. I'm happy that Manipal University has extended all possible support, and today also the event of yesterday has been highlighted by all prominent newspapers, and certainly the print media also requires that such messages should be conveyed to the large audience which are reading the local newspapers and others, and come up so that activities of such nature which is beneficial to the students should be highlighted. All credit goes to the team of Professor Vijay Lakshmi Sharma ji, Prapreet, Sunita ji, Vinny madam, Soni madam, and all students as well who have taken this 7th edition of the International Moot Court competition to further great heights. I'm sure this cooperation and will continue eternally, and we are there to keep this partnership or a joint venture to a greater level. What remains after international, I don't know. Prapreet will guide me. We started from local and national to international, and what next levels we reach, that would be guided by the young team of the ever smiling professors in the team of Manipal University. With these few words, I am sure the students have done so well, and that all will be, of course, winner would be one or two runners up. But I, after hearing the arguments, I thought that every student who have argued would be a winner. With all good wishes, and uh, and that's all. God bless you. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, sir, for your thoughtful and warm words. The store of wisdom does not consist of hard coins which keep their shape as they pass from hand to hand. It consists of ideas and doctrines whose meanings change with the minds that entertain them. Now, I would like to request our President, Professor Dr. G.K. Prabhu, Manipal University, Jaipur, share your words of intellect with us.
So, namaskar. Am I audible, Vinny?
Sure, sir, you are audible.
Okay. So, good afternoon, and it's my pleasure to be a part of this valedictory program of Manipal University, Jaipur, in collaboration with the Ranka Public Charitable Trust, the 7th edition of Manipal Ranka International Moot Court Competition in 2021. So, respected the chief guest of today's valedictory program, Honorable Mr. Justice Kalyan Rai Suranaji. And we also have, it is our pleasure to have them as a guest of honor, Professor Mohammad Behansi and Eugenio D. Orero from General Director of Bioforensic Research Center, Italy, and our own group, as well as our own friend, Justice J.K. Rankaji, Mr. Siddharth Ranka, Srimati Urmila and Rankaji, my pro-president, Professor N.N. Sharma-ji, and Professor Vijay Lakshmi Sharma, and all the faculty members of the School of Law, the students, participants, and all the delegates from the various parts of India and outside. And this is our a real pleasure and one of the very signature item and event of Manipal University, Jaipur. And first of all, I must really thank and appreciate all the members of Ranka Public Charitable Trust because of their association and the support to have this a very important moot court competition in Manipal University, Jaipur. And today it has reached for the 7th edition. And I keep hearing that all the delegates, not only from India now, it is from outside, they are waiting for this competition year on year. And just for the information of the other members, and especially who are participating for the first time, and that too from the international arena. So Manipal, truly speaking, is a small place in a southern part of Karnataka in India, on the banks of Arabian Sea. And it is very opt for all of us to remember our founder, Dr. Tonse Madhav Anantapai. And he started in 1950s, the first ever medical college under the private, it's called as Kasturba Medical College. And then he started the engineering, which is Manipal Institute of Technology. And then he started this educational journey. And today we are very happy to hear there are about 6 universities under the group. And we have already celebrated the foundation of this education institution, celebrated a 75 years. And many of the institutions now are celebrating 60th year. That is the Diamond Jubilee celebration. So this is the legacy. And in the world now, Manipal is known for education and healthcare. Along with the education institution, we have a chain of the medical hospitals, and that too in the different parts of in India and outside. Started with the one university in Manipal. The campus has spread to the neighboring city called as Mangalore, and then shifted to Bangalore. And we have one campus in Sikkim in northeast. And I'm sure that our chief guest Suranaji may be hearing about, because he's also coming from the northeast side. Then there is a one campus that we have developed for a medical in Nepal, in Kathmandu, in Pokhran, and then in one in Dubai, then in Malaysia, in Kuala Lumpur, as well as in Malacca, one in Caribbean islands. So in 2021, the group has received one more invitation to start a university in Jaipur. So 2021, we have started our journey, and 2021 is a very important year for all of us. Just like our country is celebrating Amrit Mahotsav, the 75th year of independence, our university is also now celebrating a 10 years. Within the group, yes, we are very young university, but we are very vibrant and we are very contemporary with a lot of courses which are multidisciplinary. And we have a very young and dynamic and qualified and committed faculty members. We have a very vibrant student community, which is a pan-India representation. So this journey has started in 2011. And most of the time that when we mention that we are doing very well, we also wanted to know from the external agency about our quality and the status. And that is the reason that we have invited a government accreditation body, which is called as National Assessment and Accreditation Council, called as the NAC, to come and assess us on the quality journey. And in 2020, the last year in the beginning, we are so happy to inform you that we got the NAC A+ grade, being the first ever university in entire Rajasthan to receive this accreditation. So that gave us a lot of confidence. Yes, whatever we are doing, and we are doing very well. Started with the 300 students in the campus with the one engineering program. Today we have a 9,000 students in the campus with nearly about 62 different academic programs. Nearly about 700 PhD scholars are working. And again, on the quality research, so that is something which is very, very good for us. And every year we participate in the media rankings. And today we are very happy to inform that all the media rankings have graded and give the visibility to the Manipal University, Jaipur. And then in 2011, we started. In 2014, the birth of the legal education in the university took care, and as a school of law. So although we have a different campuses and different institutions, but the legal education is the one which is a very unique and first time within the group, and it organized in the Manipal University, Jaipur. In other campuses, it may be concentrating more on medical, more on engineering, management, But this is the one campus. Along with the others, we have also started this law school. So this is a very premier institution for us, not only in the Manipal University, Jaipur, but within the entire group. And as you know, that in the education, giving an experiential learning is something very, very important. Just like in engineering, we have an internship in the industry. Just like for a medical, we have the internship in the hospitals. And to have this an experiential things, so the law school came out with a very good idea about having a moot court competition by taking a one particular theme every year and then getting the groups of students both within India and outside to deliberate on that. And I'm very happy that the judges from the various parts, they are also coming and also participating and judging those competitions and also guiding my faculty and students. I'm very ever grateful for all these people for handing holding us to take this forward. Last year, it was a very challenging year for all of us, even at the global level because of the pandemic, COVID-19. Everybody was thinking how to do this kind of a competition. Although everybody is running into the online, there was a lot of deliberations which happened whether this online is the right thing to do or not. But the School of Law, although it was a difficult, but the enthusiasm was not slowed down. They said that let us use this challenge to make it as an international. And for the last year, for the first time, the school went at the international level to have these Manipal Ranka International Moot Court competition. And yes, and this is the second continuous edition in the international arena. As Justice J.K. Rankaji mentioned, moving forward, what would be the level? Yes, we also do not know. It is only Professor Vijay Lakshmi Sharmaji and her team has to tell us. We only come here and participate. And I'm very happy the kind of the vibrancy of this competition and all the support that the whole team, both teaching, non-teaching, the student competition, they are all coming and doing everything better. Yes, there is only one disadvantage of having this on the virtual mode, although it has a greater advantage to get all of you get connected. But as a Vice Chancellor, I missed an opportunity to host all of you in the beautiful campuses of Manipal University, Jaipur. Yesterday, we had a small interaction on the verge of the inaugural, and Professor Vijay Lakshmi Sharmaji and the entire team mentioned that, Rankaji, next year it will be on the hybrid mode. Okay, so that means a group of people will be there in the campus. And the other people, in case if you are not able to travel, so they will be there on the online mode. So look at the challenges which COVID thrown on us and how we have accepted this challenge and make it is a truly, it is an advantageous for the whole country and for the student community. So again, I am congratulating Professor Vijay and the entire team for making this happen. And also Professor Justice Rankaji and all the officials and members of Ranka Public Charitable Trust to give us such a kind of a platform and associating with us to make this competition is a truly a memorable as well as an experiential for all of us. So again, my special thanks to the chief guest, Dr. Suranaji, and the special guest. As Rankaji mentioned, whenever you are nearer to this place, so please visit us and be our guest and also associate and interact with my vibrant student community and a very committed faculty community too. Once again, I will not take much time. We are all very happy to and very eager to listen to you and maybe the students are all waiting for their own competition. Maybe as one word for all these students, of course, it was a very tough for the judges to make that kind of a decision, who is first, second, third, and so on. But my appreciation for all the teams, by the time that you have decided to be a part of the competition, that itself speaks a very high about you. Whenever you start arguing, it does not mean it is a spontaneous, because there is a lot of research you might have done it. That itself is a huge experience to you. Today, you may get or you may not get any of these awards or recognition. So please do not worry about that, because that is something that you have learned. And if the other people, if you think that you did not get any recognition, it means that you made the other team to win. So you are the what do you say, winning, or the makers. So that is what you have to think and move forward. So once again, I congratulate the entire team and also welcome the guest on this virtual platform today. And it is my pleasure to be a part of this whole celebration. For us, these competitions are celebration. This is the way that which we take it forward. And now, once again, thank you very much to be a part and spending your valuable time with us today. And I would be very happy moving forward to have all of you in our campus and interact with this. Because the limitation for this virtual is we are there only in the for the competition. Maybe after the competition, there is a lot of things to be discussed. Maybe, and that is one thing it is truly missing. And we will have it soon after. I'm sure that all those travel support and convenience that we are getting it soon after. Thank you once again. And over to Dr. Vinny.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot. And also thanks for making us remember that as long as we persevere and endure, we can get anything we want in life. Thank you so much, sir. Now, I would like to request our guest of honor, Professor Mohammad Behenasi, Professor of International Law, Ibn Zohar University of Agadir, for sharing his words of wisdom with us. Dr. Behenasi is a senior researcher professor at Ibn Zohar University, Morocco since 2004. Sir is a founder and director of the Center for Environment, Human Security and Governance. He is a specialist in environmental change and human security, politics and governance with a very substantial publication record. Sir, we are very privileged to have you here and request you to kindly motivate us with your kind words. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. I am really very happy to join you in this very interesting event. And I would like first to warmly thank Dr. Singh for inviting me. We have been both guests in last forum organized in Russia. So we meet there virtually, and it was really fruitful to develop such first collaboration, and I hope it will not be the last one. And secondly, I would like to thank all participants and their kind words with regard to the event, and also to the guest speakers, etc. So, in my opinion, this kind of events are very promising and very useful for young generation, and also from the prospect of developing careers in legal studies and also in the judiciary system. From my position, I am very interested in all legal issues related to climate change and human security nexus, because in my opinion, this area is still suffering from weakness in terms of legal maturity, because from 1992, when the first convention on climate change has been adopted so far, many countries are still struggling with the adoption of or with the development of legal frameworks to deal with these emerging issues. And the time is running, and we find out that climate change is not an isolated ecological problem, but it is a complex and transversal and interrelated challenge, because it is impacting all societal areas. It is impacting ecosystems and social systems. It is impacting human rights and the environment, the economy, and also the creation. Okay, so the many countries are still failing in developing laws and policies that take into consideration the nature of this complex challenge, and also to make sure that the law and judiciary system prevent the harmful effect of climate change on both society and ecosystems. So I think this area of litigation is evolving and will be a very complex area of research, of training, of developing careers. So the countries and also the universities which are developing teaching and research program in these areas will be in a competitive position in the future. So my contribution will be in this perspective. So I will highlight the different issues related to litigation with regard to climate change and its different social and environmental implications. So again, thank you so much for involving me in this event, and it will be a pleasure to interact with all of you until the end of the event. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your informative and inspirational words. And surely the environmental degradation is a growing concern, and we will consider this as taking a moot court proposition in our next moot court competition. Thank you so much, sir. Now, moving in progression of another cognitive round, I would like to request our special guest, Mr. Eugenio De Orio, General Director, Bioforensic Research Center, ITI, for sharing his knowledge with us. Sir is a biologist with a strong background in molecular biology. He was a researcher at the University of Copenhagen. He has many publications in his name, and from 2016, he is also a part of a list of consultants for the Ministry of Justice in Italy. Sir, we welcome you here and request you to kindly guide us with your kind words. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Good evening or good morning to all of you, depending on where you are in the world, actually. It's a pleasure to be here again with you, with the School of Law of Manipal University. So first of all, my warmly thank you to the School of Law of Manipal University, to Professor Vijay Sharma, the director of this School of Law, to the friend, because I'm very often in touch with him, Professor Prabit, and it's a pleasure to meet today in a virtual way, hopefully in person as soon as possible, because we all know that it's important to be in touch, and fortunately we have these digital tools that permits us to stay in touch also in this pandemic time, but the person interrelation is something very important as well. So it's a pleasure for me today to meet again Justice R.K. Ranka, Justice Rana, and Dr. Prabhu. Sorry if I I make some fail with the pronunciation. I'll do my best in order to improve the names. And Professor Mohamed Benassi, it's a pleasure for me to stay here with you today and discuss this important topic. So I was just want to do some consideration about the competition, because you organized the Moot Court competition. It's like an educational methods. And I think this is something very powerful. Very powerful because I would like to compare this education way that you just used with what we did and we actually do at the university here in Italy. As Dr. Sunita introduced me, I am a forensic biologist. So, of course, I have a law background, but I am not graduated in law. I am graduated in forensic biology. I work with the justice, for the justice, because I am a consultant for prosecutor and justice, but I'm not properly this background. But this is one of the biggest challenge that I think we, all the international community, from the School of Law to the Academy of Law to the Academy of Science, must to convey into, because we totally need to let converge, and probably this is one of the new challenges for the future, how to correctly interrelated and study together law rights, the human rights from a side, and from the other side, the forensic science that can help justice, the correct work of the justice. I totally sure that this is one of the goals that we have to facing on in this future. So let me back about the way that you use it. You use the competition, and I think it's a very great thing for the students, because they have the possibility to have a practical training about how to discuss, how to present some topics, and then, of course, the real judgment from a court. In Italy, I would like to do a comparison about what we do with our students, or what we did with our students. Of course, we act a little bit differently because we are the consultant of the judge. We are consultant in the trial. But what we did is a simulation of courtroom. So it was not a competition, but just we wanted to try to let understand our colleagues, our students, how is the court rule and what the forensic science must know about how to present scientific data in courtroom, how to discuss this data in courtroom, and how to interrelate with judge, prosecutor, and advocacy. We had this concept as a simulation, and it went great because the students had this real perspective of how the things works in a court of law. We didn't make for now any competition, so I think this idea, it's this education method, I think it could be one of the best. I promise I will, with my next class, I will try to do something of similar, because I'm curious to see also the result and the impact of these education methods on the students. So of course, I can share you, if you want, the data I report about this activity, because probably can be a big benefit, because we can make a comparison about how different education method works and try to focus on which can be the best way for also give high quality education to students and professionals. Then I introduce a little bit what I think is the new challenge for the School of Law and for the forensics, so the cooperation, but the cooperation with an international point of view, because we all know that actually we are not closed in our own country, in our own state. The world is global. This technology really helps us, but also in terms of rights. Okay, in different countries, we have a different constitution, we have a different law. Okay, this is a point. From another end, we have something that you cannot cancel the civil rights, so the supranational law about the minimum standard of guarantee of these rights. And the point is how we can ensure these rights in different area of the world, in different countries. This is, of course, one of these big challenge for the future as well. As a bioforensics research center, we are very happy to give to the 3 students that we will win this competition a virtual internship about this point, international point of view, and the mentor of this internship program will be the judge Gennaro Francione. Dr. Gennaro is a former judge at the Italian Supreme Court, and I have the pleasure to work with him since like almost 10 years. Of course, we worked a lot on different cases, but of course, we did also lots of scientific research and publication. With him, we approached together the problematic, and we still try to find how to properly approach this problematic, how to introduce international standard for the judge for properly evaluate scientific proof, because we all know that different countries have a different law, but all the countries have the same science, because science is valid here in Italy, is valid over to you in India, is valid in the US, and whatever is it. So the point is this: how we can, if we use something that is objective, that it's valid for all the person, we can evaluate, we can make it stronger, a kind of process, if this one is scientific proof based. But we need to find agreement about how to evaluate each kind of scientific evidence, because with this, giving this international standard to the court of law and for judge about how to make the evaluation can be one of good challenge for the future, but of course will make homogeneity in the world, with a special focus on the guarantee of the human rights. So I think this will be, of course, the topics that the students that will win are called to, under the guidance of Dr. Francione, are called to study. And I am very thankful for this opportunity, because I think in Italy we have lots to learn about this area, and this relationship actually online mode. Hopefully soon also we can organize something in presence. Can't wait that they will allow me to get outside Europe, because now we can travel for Europe. We cannot go outside Europe except for the America. When it will be possible for me, will be a pleasure also to come to Rajasthan and meet you all personally and see all the campus that you have at the Manipal Jaipur University. So thanks again for this kind invitation, and nothing. Thanks again.
Thanks, Mr. Eugenio, for sharing your enthusiastic words with us, and we really hope to see our guest in person very soon. Thank you so much, sir. Now, next in the row, we have with us our chief guest of the event, Honorable Mr. Justice Kalyan Rai Surana, Judge, Guwahati High Court. He is a name who reminds us of that saying that things work out best for those who make the best of how things work out. He was born on December 13, 1965, graduated in Commerce in 1988, and then obtained a law degree in 1991. He has practiced in various fields of law in the Guwahati High Court and subordinate courts, and also appeared before various courts and tribunals in Kolkata and New Delhi. Then he was appointed as an additional judge of the Guwahati High Court on November 15, 2016, where he got a permanent judge seat in 2018. Sir, we would like to request you to kindly enlighten us with your knowledge and experience. Over to you, sir. So you are not audible. No, sir, not yet.
We cannot still hear you. So we are not able to hear you.
ऋषि जी वहाँ यहाँ से अनम्यूट करिए.
सर अनम्यूट है यहाँ से सर, उनके एंड पे ही देखना पड़ेगा.
अच्छा सर, यहाँ पे वी हैव अनम्यूटेड यू.
कोई दूसरे इंस्ट्रूमेंट से ट्राई करें.
No, sir, you are still not audible.
So try from mobile if it is possible.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, very well. Yes, sir. Yes. Go ahead.
Yes. I'm sorry because of this technical hitch. Hello.
Yes, sir.
You're getting me
Yes,
now?
sir, we can hear you. Yes, sir.
Yes,
Now you're audible.
I'm so sorry for the glitch. My thanks to all of you, and especially to Justice Rankaji to have invited me to address you. In fact, whenever I think of this competitions of this sort from my childhood time, I remember in the radios which were there at that point of time, we used to have S. Kumar ka filmi Mukaddama. I don't know whether the present generation would know it or not. And then we have competitions, the programs like Rajesh Sharma's Aapki Adalat, which is still going on. And so therefore it reminds of so many good moments when you have students deliberating on various issues. I must thank my senior brother, Justice Rankaji, to have spoken so nice introductory words for me. I am not a good speaker because of the fact that in recent times, I have groomed myself to only to hear. I normally allow my pen to speak, and therefore I have lost the art of public speaking. You all know that competitions play a role in motivating students to perform and excel and offer a lot more reward than just winning a prize. Competitions offer a chance for participants to gain substantial experience, showcase their skills, analyze and evaluate outcomes, and uncover personal aptitude. Competitions also encourage students to adopt innovative techniques and develop their ideas and skills. The first gain which a student has is a substantial experience gain. Very few opportunities are available for an average student in an average student life, where you are provided with exposure and realistic outlook towards the competition, the nature of real life in such a short span of time as competitions do provide. Students recurrently go through a series of brainstorming sessions, rapid problem solving sequences, and experience a totally diverse form of learning, which they usually don't practice in schools and colleges. Secondly, the participation in such competitions brightens up your resume. Achievements through competitions can leave great imprints on your resume. They provide proof of your outstanding skills and distinguish you from your classmates. They will put you at an advantage when applying for higher studies or competing in the job market. Hence, they can offer enduring recompenses for the students. Thirdly, it helps all the participants to make new friends, to meet new people from various disciplines and geographic locations. This intellectuals can help you learn more about the diverse fields they belong to and countries they live in. Competitions like this provide a great platform to display the knowledge and skills you have amassed over the years of studies. The experienced panel of jury can provide a critical analysis and feedback of your performance. And in this way, competitions can prove to be a great source of self-evaluation for students and help nurture their experience and skills further. Lastly, the competitions of this sort generally offer generous or substantial benefits to the winners, maybe in form of money or in form of certificates, but it requires immense amount of hard work to earn it. Therefore, a prize or even a participation in such competitions can give you a kickstart for your future plans and other constructive ideas. The factual background of this case is that Crosslink North Wealth Net IntelliVentures, Indiana national, commenced the arbitration against the Republic of Terra do Brasil, claiming violations of the BIT that affected his investment in IntelliWealthNet North Crosslink Terra do Brasil, a Brazilian company involved in the purchase and exportation of oil seeds and oleaginous fruits, primarily for South America. Now, if for a moment I declothe myself from the legal background, then I would perceive this to be a situation where there is Indiana Jones in a temple of doom. One side would be attempting to doom him within the temple, while the other party is attempting to prevent the petitioner from the doom. Now, let me tell you, there is a purpose for organizing moot courts. It is not for nothing. The aim in this venture for a law student or a law university or a law school is to inculcate students in court mannerism. In the courtroom, not only you have to be courteous to the honorable judge, but you are also required to be equally courteous towards your brother lawyer, who is in this case your worthy opponent. Therefore, you learn not only the ethical standards, but I can assure you that you will not lose anything by maintaining high legal standards of showing courtesy towards the bench and towards the bar. However, there is another facet of art of lawyering, which I personally see as a court craft. I have often found that when one has a good case, he would normally make submissions on the point and then supplement it with the case laws. But when one side knows that his case is not very strong, I have found that there is a section of lawyers who address the court in loud voice, bang the arguing podium, and cite cases which are irrelevant, as if the art of lawyering is only to convince maybe the client sitting behind to make a point that he is arguing very strongly. I would request all the students who would be joining the profession, some may not, because some may go to teaching, some may go to the corporate law, but to those who want to join the profession, do not acquire the second culture. I would place it in the way that if you once treat the court not as a court of law only, but treat it as a temple of justice, then your attitude would change. Once you inculcate the said feeling that you are inside a temple of justice, you would find a remarkable change in you. You will find yourself reborn. Once you start believing that you are in a temple of justice, instead of argument, you would be making your submissions before the court. You see, let me give an example. You all know in India about a great actor who's known otherwise in the screen theme as Angry Young Man. I am not saying the name, but you all understand whom I'm talking of. Now, this angry young man, when he comes in advertisements day in and day out, you don't find him shouting and saying that, well, buy this, buy that. No, he can't sell when he shouts. So the art of selling is to make a submission which is attractive, and then your product sells. And when you are a lawyer, it is your art which you are, if I can use the word, you are marketing. Now the art of bar practice lies in the principles followed for appreciation of evidence. While in criminal side, it is the proof beyond doubt. But in civil side, we go by the principles of preponderance of evidence. The art of arguing in moot court as well as in court is to either establish or to dispel the point. On tax matter, it's a pure question of interpretation of taxing or revenue statute. Justice Ranka is a stalwart in his in the tax matters. I have judgments authored by Brother Ranka has been praised before me when dealing in tax matters, and therefore I acknowledge him as a man who is thorough in the taxation. So I'll just give you a suggestion in this matter. You see, in when it comes to revenue, a matter may have different meaning and connotation in relation to other laws, but it may have some other presentive value for the purpose of taxation. A simple example, your vehicle needs some denting and painting. You go to a garage and give your car or a vehicle. They touch up your car, they do things, repair it, and then send it to you. They have done some paint work. Now, for the tax purpose, a taxman may come and say that, well, you have used paint and therefore it's a sale of paint. And therefore I charge you for not paying the tax on the paint. The argument of the garage would be not that I'm not selling a paint. I'm doing the touch up, and my no customer comes here to my garage to purchase a paint. Therefore, I am not selling it. But for the purpose of composite taxation, they maybe it's a works, and then they are charging it in those manners. So therefore, there is a presumption of sale. It is only for the purpose of explaining the three modes of evidence I am making this reference. Now, therefore, at my times, when I did my law, hundreds and thousands of students would pass LLB by merely reading 30 questions of Allahabad law series. Now, when those was the education pattern, we did not have this experiences of moot court, which the Ranka Public Charitable Trust is now doing for the Manipal University Law School. Those things we did not have at our times. So therefore, it took us more time in the courtroom to learn the art of lawyering. The advantage of moot court is that with the changing patterns, now you are more equipped to be there in court. And therefore, a small advice to the law students: that in our times we are groomed up to read books. Now, in the modern times, I find myself to be a dinosaur because now it is a web-based education pattern. You, in a fingertip, you get so many judgments. You can cite hundreds of those, which I maybe perhaps knowing only two. Now, there's a growing bad habit amongst the lawyers of only reading one paragraph and then citing it before the court when the other judgments are against you. The same judgment, if you interpret, it is going against you. There may be a 1 or 2 line which is in your favor. So therefore, don't inculcate the habit of partial reading of a judgment or any brief. You would be inviting great trouble. I am informed that in the present moot court competition, as you have all said, and even Dr. Prabhu has made a mention, that all the participants were very articulate and well researched. I am also told that your performance was of a very high standard, and Dr. Prabhu was so happy about it. The nature of the competition and the level of competition which you have undertaken this time. I congratulate each and every participant to have filled not only Dr. Prabhu, but all of us present to understand that you had very high quality of moot court competition this time. I take the opportunity of congratulating the various law schools, colleges, and universities for sending their participations. And also to a great thanks goes to your respective teachers and guides who have groomed you up to face this moot court competition. I also thank the Manipal University, Jaipur, to provide them a platform with the help of the Ranka Public Charitable Trust to give you a platform so that you can show your level of excellence. Just for Dr. Prabhu, in fact, my son also was educated in one of the Manipal schools. It was a Manipal School of Life Science in Manipal. He did his biotechnology there, and now he's doing his PhD. So I don't have that experience of the Sikkim Manipal. I am told it is doing excellent, but I had no opportunity of visiting the Manipal, Sikkim Manipal University. I'm told it's doing excellent in this region. The moot court as well as the courtroom performance, winning or losing a case is of no consequence. In a lighter tone, let me tell you, inside a courtroom, both sides know their case well, and it is only the judge who is on trial. So therefore, I am extremely grateful to the Manipal University for giving me an opportunity to be with the students and to relive my own student life. Those were indeed the best days of my life, school and college. I hope I can relive it with being with you, those good days. Special thanks to Dr. G.K. Prabhu, President of the Manipal University, Professor Dr. N.N. Sharma ji, Professor Dr. Vijay Lakshmi Sharma ji. Special thanks to Srimati Urmila and Ranka ji, Chairperson of the Ranka Public Charitable Trust, Mr. Siddharth Ranka, Secretary, and to my elder brother, Justice J.K. Ranka ji, former judge of Rajasthan High Court and trustee of the Ranka Public Charitable Trust, for doing such a human service to encourage the law students. Holding such type of competitions is a great achievement to any law school and university. I hope that under their able guidance, the flag of the Ranka Public Charitable Trust would always fly high. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, sir. So you truly said that the object of a moot court competition is to get accustomed with the court decorum, and which is very important for a law student. And through various practical examples, sir, you rightly explained that law is nothing but codified common sense. But this common sense has different facets for different individuals. Sir, we are immensely grateful to you for your knowledge, experiences, and valuable time with us. Thanks a lot, sir. Now, after this wonderful session by Intellectual Galaxy, it is the time where we are opening our floor for question and answer round for participants and the students joining in. Anyone who is willing to ask a question from our guest, they may raise their hands or can drop their question in a chat box. I also request our technical team to support us in this round.
Good evening, Your Lordship. I am Adit Naran Banerjee, a second year law student of Manipal University, Jaipur. Sir, I wanted to ask that recently there has been several discussions about the current situation of legal aid in our country by Honorable Justice Kaul and Honorable Justice Lalit, even Honorable Justice Chandru. Sir, what do you think are the shortcomings of the legal fraternity to reach that goal, and how can we overcome such shortcomings?
May I take the question?
Sure, sir.
If I've understood your question right, your question is related to the legal aid clinics, right? Now, the system of this legal aid clinics have come up after the enactment of the Legal Services Authority Act, and there is a process going on for the court to reach the doorstep of the citizens. Now, in our country, you must always remember as a student that you see it's just like a big mango tree. You have a very short stem, but when it goes in the top, you have such a large tree. So you see the resources of the country is just like that. You have to stem in water it in a very small parameter, but the population is so high that by the time the micronutrients reach each and every branch and leaf, you see it can't withstand the amount of persons we have in our country. So therefore, in the system is to target a particular area or a particular group of persons to whom legal awareness is the knowledge is there's a sharing of the legal knowledge, and also the various schemes which are there in the government to give them benefit. And therefore, such legal clinics play a very important role. But I can tell you, it is not aimed or designed to make our, it's not a system by which we are creating a different legal system. It is only to make the persons aware of their rights so that they can come to court. If they are unprivileged, they can take assistance of the various paralegal volunteers we have, so that without incurring any cost, a very prohibitive cost of litigation, they can get free legal aid through the systems it is created. I hope your queries you have been answered.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now Yogita is raising her hand.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Yogita, student of Manipal University. My question is to Honorable Justice K.R. Suranu, sir. Sir, recently, Honorable Justice N.V. Ramana, sir, has said that women should demand reservation in judiciary examination, that it is a right of theirs and they are entitled to it. I would like to know your opinions about the same.
Well, I would not give an opinion. You see, it is the head of the family which is giving a statement. Definitely, he has made research. He has said it with the authority which is of the office which is holding. Personal opinion do not matter here, because of the fact that when there's a head of family speaking something, you see, there are two ways of looking at it. Number one, from an outside world, when you don't belong to the family, then you may have an opinion. But when you are inside the family and the head of the family makes a statement, then I don't share a dissenting opinion, because that would show that I am not the family is not united. So we may have a difference of opinion, but that is within ourselves, within the members of the family, and it is not in the public domain. Correct. So therefore, when the head of the family says something, he has done some research on it. It is not we don't expect the authorities in the judicial side to give a public statement which they don't intend to adhere to. But you must also understand that the policy of appointing a judge is very, very cumbersome, and it is very, very hard to select and appoint a judge. Let me tell you very simply. You see, you go in the public domain, you will know the salary which I may be drawing, right? And you compare it with the best of the 10 lawyers who are there in the field. You will understand the amount of earning they would be having. Now you see, you don't question the integrity of a lawyer when you go to a lawyer, correct? You don't assess that background. But when you go to when your case is before a judge, you also judge my integrity. So therefore, please tell me, where would you get a person who is, number one, honest? Number two, he does not have a personal ambition. Number three, he works thrice. I can tell you the amount of work which you have seen with your own experience in various offices and various fields. I would be working three times that amount of work, and with the salary which is there in the public domain. So therefore, you see, we have to have four qualities. And fifth one, I did not speak. It is the what you call his mastery on the law. So everything combines, and then you get a judge. In our country, that is the way. But then there are other reasons. You filed in the public domain, you will find it. The appointments are suggestions are made. The government does not go with the appointments. It's a different ball game altogether. Therefore, you see, there are reasons why we want the judiciary wants that even how do I spell it? I don't even know how to spell use a what you call neutral gender term. I'll call it ladies. I don't know the neutral gender term. Now, so you see, ladies, we want to be there because there are many facets which are better given to them in the trial court judges. You find this various offenses relating to sexual assaults on women. It is better handled by a women judge. So therefore, these are the few matters, the family matters. Instead of a male deciding the matter, we find that females, when they are deciding the matters, they are more friendly accepted in the by the both sides. So there are many facets. So therefore, I don't give a personal comment on it, but yes, it's the thought of a head of the family, and we go ahead with it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I may just add to what my brother has added and said, conveyed. And beta, insofar as these last 5 or 7 years are concerned, I'm not talking of higher judiciary, but at the initial level, when the student passes out law, most of them are now, insofar as females are concerned, they want to go for judicial services, and that is a good happy sign. Insofar as Rajasthan and this part of North India is concerned, 2/3 of selectees are females. This is a wide gap now, insofar as the lower judiciary is concerned, that 2/3 selectees are female judges in the lower judiciary. And over the years, with their practical experience and integrity and devotion, they will certainly rise over to become High Court judges and then Supreme Court. That field is open to all females, apart from what brother has said, that they need to be, they can well judge the matter insofar as these offences are concerned. But insofar as females are concerned, they are certainly doing well, and 2/3 our selectees are females. Or in few years, 5-10 years, you will see that the majority of the judges in the lower judiciary would be females. And of course, what Honorable CJI has said, that is with his own experience. And I also, to a large extent, favor for it, because insofar as Rajasthan is concerned, not a single lady judge has been elevated to become a High Court judge. Only elevations are from judicial services, but not a single lady from Rajasthan ever elevated to become a High Court judge from lawyers. Then that is not a good sign. And even worst is, not a single senior advocate designated by the High Court in last 70 or 60 years of existence of the High Court as a lady lawyer who can be said to be a designated senior advocate insofar as Rajasthan is concerned. These things are certainly of concern. And what has been expressed by the Honorable CJI appears that this should also be looked into by those collegiums where they should consider to become senior advocates and then elevate female judges to become High Court judges. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I would like to take the question of Ms. Meghna. Yes, Ms. Meghna, can you hear me?
Am I audible?
Yes, Meghna, you're very much audible.
Namaskar and good evening to one and all present here. I am Meghna Sharma, a second-year student of Manipal University, Jaipur, pursuing BA LLB. My question to the esteemed panel sitting here is, what should be the judicial approach in the present social and economic context during the pandemic?
Unmute, sir.
You're getting my voice? The question was too general. Can you be very specific? Because the question is too general.
So the judicial approach in the present social economic context during the pandemic period? Like, what is the judicial approach?
No, social condition, you might tell me what social condition you are referring to. You see, in India, social condition is poverty, social condition is joblessness, social condition is the declining economical progress of the country, the downfall in the industries. So, which social context you are referring to?
Poverty.
Please? Poverty. You see, poverty, in poverty alleviation, the judiciary has no role, because you see, the judiciary itself is financed with less than 1% of the total GDP of the country. Now, therefore, the courts do not dole out any subsidies. The court do not give any compensation of its own. It is only, you see, we have a victim compensation scheme where somebody is a victim and the state, it's the duty of the state to compensate. Then perhaps the court directs under 357 compensation to be paid by the state, and that goes through this. It is paid by the Legal Services Authority, and the money comes from the state. So, supposing a man goes missing or something of that sort, so those are a few factors where the judiciary can step in. But you see, it is the government who is really required to do the activities in social uplifting. I may give you an example. You see, 1.5 years, 1 year back, there was a deluge in the Uttarakhand. Many villages were wiped off because of the river overflowing and deluge, which has happened. Now, you see, Uttarakhand government did something which was very wonderful. In our country, we have a system where if a person goes missing, you have to apply before the court after 7 years of his disappearance to get a declaration from the courts that the man has presumed to be dead. And it is only thereafter that you may be entitled to any compensation. So what the Uttarakhand government did was, it invoked the Disaster Management Act and declared all the persons missing to be presumed to be dead. And thereafter the compensation was paid by the government without waiting for 7 years to go by. So these are essentially things which are in the domain of the state and not in the judiciary. Because I can't take a suo motu cognizance of a very poor person and then come to a finding that the state would pay him, because we have thousands and lakhs of say beggars. In every temple you go, any church you go outside, you'll find beggars sitting. I can't pass a judicial order to alleviate their poverty. I must work within the framework of the constitution, within the framework of the what you call law.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Please, can I provide some inputs?
Sure.
Thank you so much. Even if her question is linked to the Indian context, but since the pandemic is global, I think there are many measures taken by different countries in order to keep a certain balance between laws or legal requirements and the social dynamics within the coronavirus context. For instance, in Morocco, since the first lockdown, the official authorities have taken decisions in order to make a certain flexibility in terms of deadlines with legal nature. For instance, when you have a bank loan, actually you have to pay every month. And during the lockdown, the states have given citizens a certain flexibility mechanism in order to postpone, for instance, the payment of their monthly duties to the future when they have the capacity to pay, because there are many persons who have lost their jobs, their incomes, and it was very difficult for them to go on fulfilling their duties toward monks. And we have also some other examples, like, for instance, the deadlines regarding litigations. So, for instance, if you have you are renting a commercial local, and you have to pay every month. The authority give you, for instance, 6 months as a transition in order to be able to do it, and the owner of the local has no right to make or to do a recourse to court or justice system against you, because the authorities have given you this advantage. So there are many examples which show that in many countries, authorities try to make a balance between social needs and legal requirements, and to mobilize the judicial system in order to be more flexible, to give more consideration to these urgent social needs in a time of crisis. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Because of the time constraint, we have to stop here. And I would like to thank our guests for sharing their knowledge and nourishing our young mind. Thank you so much. Now, after all these discussions and month-long preparation and our advance and all the research work, it is for result declaration. We know that if we are waiting for something to happen, time can dilate and actually feel it has been a lot longer in duration. So without waiting much, I would like to request our Professor Dr. Vijay Lakshmi Sharma, Director School of Law, Manipal University, to announce the result of the competition and to motivate all the participants. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Vinny. First of all, I would like to thank all the dignitaries, virtual dais, our chief guest, Honorable Justice Surana Sahab, Honorable Diorio Sahab, and Honorable our special guest Mohammed Sahab. Thank you so much for giving your precious time on this very important event of Manipal University, Jaipur. Thank you so much, sir. Again, I would like to thank J.K. Ranka, sir, Justice J.K. Ranka, sir. And sir, when I was listening all the conversation and all the words of wisdom by dignitaries, I remember the phrase of late Shri N.M. Ranka Sahab. He always used this term for the law student, that this Ranka Manipal Moot Court competition is like a law mela. So all these students can, explore themselves, and they can get a number of experience, and most of these students can get achievements. So I think that students should consider this competition just like a experience and learning platform. No matter whether you will be winning or losing this competition, the important point is that you are taking the participation. And one thing which is very important, said by late Shri N.M. Ranka Sahab, he always told us that yes, your last mistake is your best teacher. So please think about that. What you had, not considered in proper mechanism, so that next time you can do better and you can get a positive response. So all the best, all the participants. And yes, I would like to acknowledge all the support and cooperation of honorable leadership of Manipal University, Jaipur, our President, Professor G.K. Prabhu, sir, our Pro-President, Professor N.N. Sharma sir, our Registrar Madam, and entire leadership of Manipal University, Jaipur. I would also like to acknowledge the efforts of Moot Court team, especially Mr. Prapreet, Dr. Soni, Ms. Winnie, all the law faculty members, all law students, and all the persons who are connected in this event directly or indirectly. Thank you so much. So students, I am not going to take much time. I know that all of you are very much excited to listen your results. So with due permission of Justice Surana Sahab and Justice J.K. Ranka Sahab and President G.K. Prabhu Sahab and our chief, our special guest and guest of honor, can I announce the results, sir? May I announce the results, sir? Thank you. So I request our Moot Court team, Mr. Prapreet, Dr. Soni, they can join me. Please, ma'am. Yes, you can also come. Please come. So yes. You may sit here. Yes. So first of all, Best Student Advocate Award, and it is first Best Student Advocate Award. It goes to team number 12, Symbiosis Law School. And the name of the student is Victoria Gonzalez. ₹5,000 cash prize is awarded to first Best Student Award, Advocate Award. The second Best Student Advocate Award goes to team number 9, St. Xavier University, Kolkata. Mr. Harsh Agarwal. 3,000 cash prize goes to Mr. Harsh Agarwal. Congratulations, Mr. Harsh. Now, the second award is Best Researcher Award. Best Researcher Award goes to team number 13, Army Law College, Pune, Miss Amisha Upadhyay. ₹5,000 cash prize. Congratulations, Miss Amisha. I request to the winners, please switch on your cameras, although we are showing your pictures on the screen, but it will be appreciable if you can, turn on your cameras. Now, the very important and most, awaited result, that is for the best team. But for winner team, before this winner team, I would like to announce the runner-up team. And the runner-up team is team number 4, Lloyd Law College, Noida. ₹7,000 cash prize. Congratulations, team. And now the last winner team. Winner team is team number 10, School of Law, Christ, Bengaluru. ₹10,000. And one very important announcement from a Bioforensic Research Center, Italy, that students would be provided internships for 4 weeks. So thank you so much, Eugeno. Thank you, Mr. Eugeno, for giving this opportunity for the winners. Thank you so much. So with all this, I must be thankful to all the leaderships and the dignitaries, and I must congratulate to all the participants and winners. Thank you so much, Ms. Winnie. Over to you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And yes, it is indeed the participation which is very important. And we congratulate to all the participants. The ultimate victory in competition is derived from inner satisfaction of knowing that you have done your best and that you have gotten the most out of what you had to give. So congratulations to all the participants. Now, I would like to request Mr. Sambhav Ranka, partner at IC Universal Legal advocates and solicitors for extending a formal vote of thanks to our guests and participants. Over to you, sir.
Yes, thank you. Chief guest for the evening, Honorable Mr. Justice K.R. Surana, Judge, Guwahati High Court. Guest of honor, Professor Mohammed Benassi, Professor of International Law, Ibn Zor University of Agadir. Special guest, Mr. Eugenio Di Orio, General Director, Bioforensics Research Center, Italy. Honorable former Justice J.K. Ranka, Professor Dr. G.K. Prabhu, President, Manipal University. Professor Dr. Vijay Lakshmi Sharma, Professor Dr. N.N. Sharma, eminent luminaries who are part of this session, dignitaries, lawyers, all the professors of the Manipal University, and my dear friends, the law students. I'm humbled to be requested to propose the vote of thanks as part of this 7th Manipal Ranka International Moot Court Competition 2021, hosted by Manipal University in collaboration with the Ranka Public Charitable Trust. The foundation to this moot court event was laid by Dr. Shri N.M. Ranka. This was his brainchild, and it is immense pleasure for each of us as part of the trust and part of the Ranka family that this event is now 7 years old. This is a journey, and we look forward to the years ahead too. We all have traveled a journey, and every journey comes to an end. And at times, the end of the journey is the beginning of another episode. On behalf of Ranka Public Charitable Trust and the entire organizing team, I would like to sincerely extend a vote of thanks to Honorable Mr. Justice K.R. Surana for your invaluable time, sir. You have given a very valuable advice to the students of law. We, being in practice, know the value of your advice that one should read the case laws in full length rather than relying on a paragraph or two. Sir, your insights, your words of wisdom will go a long way for all the students and all present in this August gathering. It was an absolute pleasure and privilege to hear you, sir. I would extend my heartiest thanks to guest of honor, Professor Mohammed Benassi, for agreeing to be the guest of honor, and special guest, Mr. Eugenio Di Orio, for agreeing to be the special guest for today's valedictory ceremony. We thank you from the bottom of our heart for sharing your valuable thoughts and providing worthy guidance and advice to the young students. And thank you for giving your valuable time despite being in a different time zone altogether. Though we all miss not being able to attend the event in the campus of the university and to the hospitality, we are extremely glad that we all could still come together despite the pandemic and by virtue of this virtual attendance. There were enough challenges in conducting the event of such scale fully online, but rather than we all are glad that we could participate and the teams could participate and put this competition all together with the help of technology. A deep sense of appreciation and gratitude goes out to the large number of judges who have agreed to preside over all the moot courts as part of this competition. The circle would not be complete if I do not thank all the participant teams who have agreed to participate with all the zeal and vigor in this moot court competition. I congratulate all the winners, but at the same time, I equally congratulate all the participants. We appreciate each one of you for devoting your time and to make this event a successful one and look forward to your continued participation in the coming years. The backbone to this event is the ever enthusiastic and the passionate team of Manipal University, who have contributed endless hours and efforts to make this event happen despite the looming challenges. They have worked assiduously and tirelessly and to ensure that none of the participants from the nook and corner of the nation and beyond could join in seamlessly and without any troubles. With this, once again, I'm most grateful to the chief guest, Honorable Justice Surana, guest of honor, special guest, and all the dignitaries and everyone present in this gathering for gracing us. It has indeed been a pleasure to host you all. Be safe and be well. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Samar sir. We thank all the esteemed gathering for being here, and we really look forward for the same support in our next event. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, brother. And all the guests are requested to be in Rajasthan soonest.
Thank you, Lordship.
All the best.